Welcome back, everybody. I'm Bob Calvert, founder of Talking with Heroes. We're here still at the r4alliance.org National Conference. This is actually our last video episode. I believe there's about 50 of them. There's amazing men and women here at this conference. You'll be able to watch them all on video, and also some of the speakers. All of this will go on YouTube, social media. But before we leave, I didn't want to leave without talking to Vietnam veteran William Potter. Said call him Potter, so that's what we do. We call him Potter. And he's one of the founders, one of the people that really kicked this off, has kept it going. And so I'd like to, first of all, thank you for what you've been doing. Thank you for your service to our country. But you continue to serve, and that's great. So tell people who haven't seen you on video before, tell a little bit about you. Start out with your service.
Well, back in the mid '60s, I was drafted. I tried to make the best of it, and went off to Officers Candidate School at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Became a combat engineer. Then I went off to Aberdeen Proving Grounds and did some ordnance training. That was very interesting. Put ordnance with engineering. That's a pretty interesting combination. Then from there, I got tied into into an aviation outfit in Culver City, California, and then I got the great news that said, Lieutenant Potter, you are going to Vietnam. I'm going, okay, I guess we're going to Vietnam. So we did. We survived all that, came back, and got into my civilian career and got back on track. Fast forward about 40 some odd years, I get tied into this concept of the R4 Alliance, and ended up being its founding chairman. And in 32 months, it's amazing what we've been able to accomplish. For the last 48 hours, I was summoned to go to Washington, D.C., and sat on a roundtable discussion on health, the environment, and my subset was how and what we're doing for the afflicted veteran community, and bringing them back into reintegrating them back into society. What's been incredible is that in these 32 months, we have taken this R4 Alliance concept from its 8 founding members to close to 80 now. We have operations in all 50 states, and we have done this with pretty much one W-2 employee. And now we have a second employee, because this critical mass that we have created is now starting to move, and everybody knows that when things start to move, it needs a little more management. So we are supplying the management as necessary. I am excited about what we have done and where we're going, and believe me, so are the folks in Washington, D.C., because not only did I participate in a White House function yesterday, but I went off and saw 7 of our congressmen and senators up on Capitol Hill. So we are making an impact. We're starting to appear on radar screens, and so we're pretty happy about our future.
I've noticed immediately the difference from last year's conference, as great as it was, to this one. So many more people, more organizations, more companies. Talk about the conference that just finished.
Well, the conference is still going on. Unfortunately, my appearance in Washington was drew me away from the conference. So I really don't know what went on. All I know is I've heard a lot of great things. We had a lot of great speakers, and one of the real important ones is our first pillar, our first R, which is research. The research that we have commissioned with Clemson University is almost complete. We probably have another 12 months before this thing is published and peer reviewed, and when it happens, it's the results of that are going to be included in what I call a a quiver of research arrows that we are compiling. It's going to be a huge research library. I know the Sierra Club, one of our founding members, also is in the process of completing another research paper that is going to be even more complex than what Clemson has had. So I would imagine that a year from now there's probably going to be 100 research papers in this quiver of research arrows. That all that's going to need to be kind of coordinated and to substantiate the efficacy of recreational therapy for the afflictions that we're dealing with.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you sitting down with us before we're leaving. And as you know, we're heading now over to North Carolina for EagleRockCamp.org. This will be my first experience of actually seeing a military family camping retreat. But we're going to do videos there too.
Well, this whole organization is here to support boots on the ground efforts. And you're being able to experience the things that you're experiencing, even with the afflictions that you have. You're driven, you're passionate, so are we. And it's great to see you out in the field and participating with the folks that are boots on the ground that are making a difference in all these communities across the country, because that's the way this thing is going to work.
Well, I'm hoping in 2017 I'll be able to do a lot more with our Talking with Heroes network concept and just getting out more, because that's what I like doing, getting out. Okay, well, thank you. Would you like to, as close, just give a shout out to our troops?
You know, it's always a pleasure to say keep up the great work out there in the field. As I said, we are a boots on the ground organization in the civilian world. You are our boots on the ground in these hot zones. So keep up the good work. Be safe, and stay in touch with your family, and stay in touch with us, because we want to stay in touch with you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's an honor to work with you still. So before we actually finally close, what I'd like to do is I'm going to stand up here and ask Kaylin to come sit here for a second. She's actually behind the camera. I know I'm pulling a surprise on her. Kaylin Areola is on one of the video episodes that we've done over these days. She's an Iraq veteran, public affairs officer, and she's now the social media director for R4 Alliance. Just give your kind of experience and overview about the conference.
Oh, yeah. I know, this is a surprise. I'm not hair and makeup ready, Bob. No. So what I was going to say about it really is the people that are here really have huge hearts for the military, and it's not just lip service. I know sometimes veterans don't always know how long an initiative is going to last for, because I know over the past several years things have gotten funded, and then they sort of kind of serve a whole bunch of veterans in a community, then maybe the funding dries out and it comes back and it comes in waves. But I think the approach that the Alliance has, which I was really excited to be here this week because I found out so much more, will be a really great foundation for long-term support. I think the people involved, because they know that it's on them to actually fundraise, the R4 Alliance did such a good job this week of providing resources. This is how we fundraised. This is how we pitch to corporations that it's mutually beneficial for them and us to work together to support the military community. Businesses, local government organizations, schools, churches, all those different elements of a community coming together. R4 is really honed in on that. And the fact that now, you know, with Bill Potter going up to the White House speaking on behalf of the Alliance, it's connecting. And then again today, VMF doing the, was it America Serves program?
Yeah,
it's
for Veterans and Military Families.
Yes.
University.
Yep.
Amazing program.
Right. And they already had incredible programming, but it's the local level is where you get the call from a veteran saying, hey, I need help. I'm not feeling well. I need a job. I need, you know, whatever it is the need is. And for all of these organizations to be able to reach out to each other and refer people to each other as well. It's huge, and I'm just so thankful that I got to come. I'm thankful to be part of it. I mean, social media is just a tool that we use to get the word out, but the work is being done really in the community level, and so hopefully we'll start to get more and more and more stories from the community level. So your videos that we can push out, as well as all of their blogging and photos and testimonies, like we want to share all of that because it's a group effort and it's a collaborative effort.
So the people listening right now,
Mhm.
have been watching these videos, you know how I was asked for help. Your social media director, what would you say to the people now to help us, like almost like being Talking with Heroes, R4 Alliance reporters, you know, to help get these videos out?
The videos that we've taken, they can share on social media. They can go even to your newer web URL, the talkingwithheroes.us.
Talking Heroes Network.
Yes, on the network. And then with the R4 Alliance, their website is r4alliance.org, in case you haven't seen their website yet or you're new to this group of people. They're amazing. They have a great research library. Those stories that you are sharing on your channels, we can share on ours if you're an Alliance member. And then anything that we share, go ahead and share on yours. We're sharing information across all of the different groups. So, but I mean, another thing they can do at home, if they may not have a fancy camera equipment, or they may have never ever done media anything, something super simple, 30-second to 1-minute video on your phone, shoot it really quickly, load it up to Facebook, or we've used Facebook Live this week, and we've just sat down and asked people, what do you do for our veterans and why are you part of the Alliance? 30 seconds to a minute, you can say a lot. And so we've done that this week, and then you post it on Facebook. You can use those videos elsewhere, share them on all your channels. So that's really helpful from a nonprofit standpoint, I feel, because it's something that's free to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time. But it's sharing your story, like little clip by clip. So
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help with the camera at the end here.
yes.
Well, folks, we're closing out here, talkingwithheroes.com. Thank you for your service.us at the R4Alliance.org National Conference. You know, I don't know how many videos you will have watched by the time you watch this one, but there's going to be a lot of them. They'll all be posted on YouTube, our YouTube page, and other YouTube pages, social media.